Good afternoon, sir. I am Miss Criminology Intern Villaruel. This is my video discussion about criminal procedure from Rule 110 to Rule 126. So, Rule 110, the prosecution of offenses, institution of criminal action, the process of initiating a criminal action on whether a preliminary investigation is required. So offenses requiring a PI or preliminary investigation if the offense or case prescribed by law at least 6 years and 2 months and 1 day, and complaint must be filed with the office of the prosecutor. So, complaint and information. Complaint is a sworn written statement charging a person with an offense subscribed by the offended party, any peace officer and other public officer. And the information is an accusation in writing charging a person with an offense subscribed by the prosecutor and filed with the court. For a complaint or information to be sufficient, it must contain the name of the accused, designation of the offense, cause of the accusation, place of the commission of the offense, date of commission of the offense, and the name of the offended party. So duplicity of offense. In Rule 110, the duplicity of offense is prohibited. So meaning in complaint or information must be charge only one offense, except the law prescribed a single punishment for various offenses. Rule 111, the prosecution of civil action. So institution of criminal action and civil action. So in general rule, when criminal action is instituted, civil action must be deemed institute for the recovery of civil liability unless the offended party waives civil action, reserve the right to institute separately or institute civil action prior to criminal action. So when separate civil is suspended, so after a criminal action has been commenced, the separate civil action arising therefrom cannot be instituted until final judgment. So Rule 112, preliminary investigation. Preliminary investigation is an inquiry to determine whether the probable cause and the respondents is probably guilty. So officers authorized to conduct a preliminary investigation. First is the provincial or city prosecutors under assistance, the national and regional state prosecutors, judges of municipal trial court or municipal circuit trial court, and the other officer as authorized by law. The preliminary investigation procedure. So filing the complaint, and if there is a probable cause, the prosecutor will now issue a subpoena within 10 days of filing the complaint, and the respondent will provide counter affidavit. And if the respondent cannot provide a counter affidavit, the investigating officer will resolve the complaint based on the evidence presented by the complainant. And then the investigating officer may set a hearing if there is a facts and issues to be clarified from a party of witness. Then within 10 days after the investigation, then the investigating officer shall determine whether or not there is a sufficient ground to hold the respondent for trial. So Rule 113, arrest. Arrest defines taking a person into custody that he may be bound to answer the commission of an offense. So how arrest is made? An arrest is made is actual restraint or by the person's submissions into custody, and no unnecessary force should be used. Duty of arresting officer. So the arresting officer must deliver the accused to the nearest police station or jail without unnecessary delay. So execution of the warrant of arrest must be executed within 10 days of receipt. Arrest without a warrant. So arrest without a warrant, first is the in flagrante delicto or caught in the act, and then personal knowledge or hot pursuit, and escapee prisoner. Time of arrest. An arrest can be made of any day and at any time of day or night. So Rule 114, bail. Bail is security given to a guaranteed person appearances in court upon the release from the custody. So the purpose of bail is to intended to ensure the accused appearances at trial to prevent their flight from justice, and bail, a matter of right, is a fundamental right except in cases of capital offenses punishable by reclusion perpetua, life imprisonment and death penalty, or offenses where the evidence of guilt is strong. So bail when discretionary. If the case is not punishable by LDR or life imprisonment, death penalty, and reclusion perpetua, the admission to bail is discretionary. So Rule 115, rights of the accused. In this rule, enumerate the right of a person accused of an offense, which are both constitutional and statutory, except for the right to appeal, which is purely statutory. So Section 1, the rights of the accused at the trial. So first, to be presumed innocent until contrary is proved beyond reasonable doubt, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him, to be present and defend in persons and by counsel at every arraignment to promulgation of the judgment, and to be exempt from being compelled to be a witness against himself, to confront and cross-examine the witness against him at the trial, and to have compulsory process issued to secure the attendance of witnesses, and production of um, other evidence in his behalf, and to have a speedy in speedy speedy impartial and public trial. And last is to appeal all cases allowed in the manner or prescribed by law. So Rule 116, Arraignment and Plea. So in this rule governs the formal reading the charges against the accused and their opportunity to enter a plea. It ensures that the accused understands the nature of the accusation and can make a informed decision about how to proceed. So arraignment is the accused is formally brought before the court and to be informed of the charges against him. The court reads the complaint or information, and the accused is asked to state their name, address, and personal details. So the purpose of arraignment is to hear the formal information and to allow the defendant to enter plea. So plea refers to the defendant's answer in a criminal charge, whether guilty or not guilty. If the defendant is guilty, that means is the accused admits to the charge to the charges. If the defendant is not guilty, this means the accused denies the charges and will proceed to trial. If no plea, if the accused or wala ning plea, if the accused refuses to plead, the court will enter a plea of not guilty on their behalf. So Rule 117, motion to quash. Motion to quash is a special pleading filed by the accused. So time to move to quash at any time before entering his plea. So motion to quash has nine grounds. The first, that the offense is charged do not constitute an offense. For example, infanticide, and then the kulang ang element ng crime. So or wala naka-indicate dito nga less than 3 days old, so mahulog to siya og murder. So dapat the elements of the crime is good, complete. So second is that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the offense charge. So example, rape case and then filed in the MTC. So you can pwede ka makafile o motion to quash kay dapat rape case is filed in the RTC because because rape is siya kanang is 6 years above. Then the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the persons of the accused, and then that the officer who filed an information has or had no has no authority to do so, and then the for example that the officer who filed the information had no authority to do so. Ang nag-file sa information is ang chief of police. So dapat ang mag-file din sa information is prosecutor, yung dapat dili ang chief of police. And that it does not constitute that is not conform substantially in a prescribed form, or hindi niya sinusunod yung format ng information. So pwede ka din file ng motion to quash, and then that more than one offense is charged except when the single punishment for various offenses prescribed by law, so or double jeopardy. So Rule 108, pre-trial. Pre-trial is a mandatory in criminal cases. So the purpose of pre-trial is to conducted to avoid surprises and lay down evidence and witnesses, and simplify the issues, amend the pleadings, stipulation of facts and evidence, and explore the possibility of settlement, and then determine the witness to be presented, or set the date of the trial. So procedure, the court will issue an order to setting a date for the pre-trial conference. The parties must appear to the conference and be prepared to discuss the case. So the results of the pre-trial is settlement of the case, or a simplification of the issues, and then reduction in the time and expense of trial. So Rule 119, trial. This rule governs the actual presentation of evidence and arguments in court. So time to prepare for trial. So after a plea of not guilty, the accused shall have at least 15 days to prepare for trial. The trial shall commence the trials commence within 30 days from the receipt of pre-trial. So the order of trial, that the trial typically proceeds in the following order. So first, the opening statements, presentation of evidences, examination of witnesses, and rebuttal and rebuttal and surrebuttal, and then closing arguments, and then evidence rules. So these rules of evidence are strictly applied during the trial to ensure that only relevant and admissible. So evidence rule. The rules of evidence are strictly applied during the trial to ensure that the only relevant and admissible evidence is considered in the court. So the judge rule. The judge presides over the trial. Rules and objections, and ensure that the trial is conducted fairly and impartially. During the order of trial, after the prosecution raises its case, there is insufficiency of evidence, and then the accused filed a demur evidence. So if the demur evidence with leave of court, if the court grants the demur of evidence, it will dismiss. If the court denies the demur of evidence, the court will or the accused continue to present his evidence. If or without leave of court, if the court grants the demur evidence, it will dismiss. If the court denies the evidence, the accused is prohibited to present an evidence. Rule 120, judgment. So this rule outlines the procedures for the court for each decision in the case. So the judgment is the formal pronouncement of the court decisions, which can be either a conviction or an acquittal. The conviction: if the court finds the accused guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, it will render a judgment of conviction. If acquittal, the court finds the accused not guilty, it will render a judgment of acquittal. This means the accused is released from the charges and cannot be tried again for the same offense or double jeopardy. So the promulgation: the judgment is formally pronounced in open court and a copy given to the parties. So rule 121, new trial or reconsideration. So in this rule provides a mechanism for the accused to challenge the judgment if they believe that there were some errors or irregularities in the trial. So grounds for a new trial: first is newly discovered evidence, irregularities in the trial, misconduct of the judge or the jury, and errors in the judgment. So the accused may file a motion for reconsideration on the judgment on the following grounds. First is the error in the judgments, misapplication of the law, misapplication of the law, the judgment is contrary to the evidence. So the procedure, the motion for a new trial or reconsideration must be filed in writing and must specifically state the grounds relied upon. The court will then set a hearing on the motion where the parties can present their arguments. So the effect of granting a motion, if the court grants the motion, a new trial is ordered on the judgment is reconsidered. The court may modify the judgment and set aside the judgment or order a new trial. So Rule 126, search and seizure. Search warrant defined. A search warrant defined is a written order issued by the judge and authorizing a peace officer to search a specific place for specific items and related to a crime. So an application for a search warrant must be filed with the court having a jurisdiction over the area where the crime was committed. So the probable cause, a search warrant can only be issued based on a probable cause, meaning that there must be a sufficient evidence to believe that a crime has been committed, and that the evidence is located at the place to be searched. So the judge must personally examine the complainant and the witnesses, and the witnesses under oath to determine probable cause. The warrant must specifically describe the place to be searched and listen to be seized. So the validity of a search warrant 14 days from its date of issuance. So the procedure, the officer must execute the warrant in the presence of the lawful occupant, or if absent two witnesses, the officer must provide receipt for the seized and property and deliver it to the court along with an inventory. So search and incident to lawful arrest. A person lawfully arrested so can be searched for a weapon or evidence without a warrant.